Tonight, an ABC Action News investigation uncovers high-quality teachers unable to teach right here in Florida. Our Katie Legrone has spent months digging into Florida's critical teacher shortage, only to discover why a series of recent changes by the state to recruit the very best teachers is actually backfiring.
In 2015, the state revised its teacher licensing exam, but we discovered in the state's quest for the highest quality teachers, some students are learning from the lowest quality teachers.
If you're wondering,
I teach AP Psychology.
About the creds.
Some of the highest scores in my school for that.
Of a great teacher.
And earned that 4.0.
Meet.
I have these amazing relationships with colleagues and students.
Julie McHugh.
I've been doing this for 21 years.
So we didn't expect to hear the South Florida classroom veteran say,
I'm contemplating absolutely 100% leaving the classroom.
And we certainly didn't expect to hear why.
I can't pass a test.
This test is designed to make you want to quit.
Teaching student Amal Muhammad fears she won't see day one in a classroom.
It crushes you.
They are among a growing number of teacher hopefuls who last year failed.
I am so upset.
Florida's teacher licensing exam. The state made tougher a few years ago.
How am I not qualified to be in the classroom? I don't understand.
It's a must pass.
It's so disheartening.
To teach, or like Julie, earn more teaching in Florida.
Sat for it a fourth time, and I got the same results. Missed it by 1 point. Something is very wrong.
Turns out failure rates from Florida's teacher certification and leadership exams are at an all-time high, up more than 30% on parts of the exam.
We're concerned. I'm concerned.
Dr. David Alsop is Associate Dean at the University of South Florida's College of Education.
Do you think that this test is a good measurement of high-quality teachers in Florida? So what is it measuring?
Well, that's a good question.
But bad for him. Last year, nearly 10% of students here graduated with a diploma, but not a passing score on the state's test.
So they spent 4+ years of their lives preparing to be a teacher, and now they can't teach.
Add that to Florida's ongoing teacher shortage.
Are you saying that the state's answer to recruiting higher quality teachers might actually be backfiring on them?
Yes, to some degree at this point.
That's because the use of long-term subs, or those spending more than a week in a classroom, is up in some districts. In fact, we found one district this year using long-term subs in more than 50 of its classrooms. 5 of those classes for the entire school year.
So you're ending up with people who are less well qualified.
Bob Schaefer works with fairtest.org, a national nonprofit publicly critical of standardized tests for students and teachers.
There is no evidence whatsoever that doing well on these initial teacher entry exams means that you'll be a better classroom educator.
No one from the State Department of Education would speak to us on camera. In an email, a spokesperson described the plunge in passing rates as anticipated and increases over time. Multiple tests later, Amal Muhammad finally passed the state's exam.
I will not sit and take this test again.
After 18 months of studying,
Over $1,000 in fees.
Julie McHugh has had enough.
I feel like they're trying to make money off of us.
She's looking at walking away.
For 18 months, I've been distracted by an institution telling me that I'm not good. And I don't deserve my teaching credentials that I've earned.
It's a complicated situation with really no easy fix. No one's asking for easier tests, but critics are asking the state for more help. From better prep material to reducing costs just to take these tests. But the biggest issue, the debate over whether standardized teacher tests are really the best way to measure teacher success. I'm my team investigator Katie Legrone, taking action for you.
Tonight, overwhelming reaction to an I-Team investigation that exposed teachers failing the state's teacher test at unprecedented rates. And now some are taking the state to court because of that problem.
This as more teachers come forward to share their own tales of frustration and failure. Here's I-Team investigator Katie Legrone.
This teacher now in a legal battle with the state over a teacher test she says isn't fair. She's not the only one.
At a recent teacher conference in Tampa.
Challenging.
We have a real crisis.
So everybody's talking about it.
Right.
Everybody was talking about this.
I'm appalled by this. I'm appalled by this test.
Known as the Florida Teacher Certification Exam, it's a must-pass if you want to teach in Florida. But after our investigation discovered how recent changes to these tests resulted in unprecedented failures, the newest stats show there hasn't been much improvement. In fact, there's a bigger problem. The number of people taking this test is down by 10% on some tests.
This is turning people, good, talented people away.
Leaving more school districts like Manatee County, where 30 classes are now being taught by long-term substitutes, many because the teacher couldn't pass the state's test.
Not necessarily because they're not a good teacher. Right.
How frustrating is that? Just ask a room full of Florida teachers.
You just feel so defeated.
It's ruining my life.
Living it.
It makes you feel like, who are you to want to teach these kids? How are you going to help them if you can't pass the test yourself?
There's something wrong with that exam. There's a flaw with that exam.
It's affected my life tremendously.
Clarissa Curry earned her bachelor's in education, but after 7 failed attempts, she's teaching with a temporary certificate that's about to expire.
I don't know. What am I looking like? What it's looking like next year?
Melissa Smith also earned her bachelor's and also took the test 7 times and failed.
That's ridiculous.
So she's leaving to get her master's.
This god-awful experience of failing these exams, I kind of gotten to that point I may not even come back to Florida.
It's a problem really costing these teachers.
$2,500.
$4,000.
Over $2,000.
I would say over $5,000.
Over $5,000?
That's right, the test administered by Pearson VUE costs more to retake.
They're just trying to make money off of teachers.
It's unprecedented.
We caught up with Pearson at that education conference in Tampa.
You want me to pass along their information?
But they sent us back to the state, who these teachers have a final message for.
You need to reconsider the way in which you are testing first-year teachers.
The state of Florida are losing a lot of passionate and qualified teachers.
It's a racket.
It makes us feel like we don't matter. See us in action.
Teachers who are putting in sweat and tears.
This test defeats us. Us teachers
will slip through your hands.
I matter.
I matter.
We matter.
But most importantly, these kids matter.
College is also dealing with fallout from this test. Fewer education majors, loss of funding in some cases, all during a statewide teacher shortage. The state maintains more rigorous teacher tests are in line with student tests. I'm I-Team investigator Katie LeGrone taking action for you.